out there to the voiceover world. It's your favorite voiceover talents, Hudson and Todd, from the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast Studio. It's February, and here is Todd's tips. This is where Dad usually gives me, other people watching, tips about small business, or in this case, voiceover-related tips that he's learned over his 13 years of doing voiceover. And he's not a coach. He doesn't get paid for it. So he doesn't have a, what do you want to call that? An iron in the fire? Whatever you want to call it?
I mean, I don't get paid anything, either individually or for these videos. They're just something that we want to share with you because they're something that he and I talk about all the time. These are things that we talk about, has to do with, things that we do on a day-to-day basis. It has to do with the industry as a whole, do's and don'ts. That's what we've been focusing on lately in the Todd's Tips, kind of a subheading of do's and don'ts, my do's and don'ts. Demond, our audio and visual producer, always puts these caveats here because we want you to know that your business is your business, my business is my business, and me running your business isn't going to work. You got to do it yourself. Nevertheless, there are a lot of things that all of us have to be doing. All of us have to be doing in one way or another. There's some similarities in all of us. We're running a business. And so whether it's a hamburger shop or a print shop or a local farm, dairy farm or whatever, we're all small business people. And so we need to make sure we run our businesses like small businesses. And lately I've been talking about rates in our industry, and I have been talking about coaches in our industry. And I'm not doing it honestly to have it be controversial. I know it is kind of controversial. And it is, it's something that I think about, and I'm just giving my opinion. It doesn't have to be your opinion. It's my opinion. I just ask people to stop and think about what I'm saying without getting emotional or right away arguing with the with the video or shooting us off a text or an email. Just stop and think and see if it has any merit. My do or don't today is a do, and I say this. I do say that there needs to be more transparency in the VO industry, especially as it relates to coaches. VO seems to have an inordinate amount of VO coaches. They're popping up all over the place. VO coaches who are novices, that is, they're just a year or so in, but have a good personality, they may be kind of quirky, and they're content creating geniuses. But they haven't been in the industry very long. Can they teach people something? Of course they can teach people something. But for me, I don't know. For me to call myself a coach, I just have such a high view of coaches, that they have to know what they're doing. They have to have been in the industry, or they have to have played the sport or understand the sport, or they have to have done business and understand business, if
Been
they're
around
in
it
business
for a long time.
Yeah. How long? I'm not going to say. It just seems like there's quite a few people that get into voiceover for some reason. They have a microphone, they have recording equipment, and then they just get a video camera and they're able to coach other people. And there's enough people out there that are just starting out that they're able to grab people and coach them. Second of all, VO coaches who have had 1, maybe 2 successful years in voiceover, and now they become an authority, an immediate authority on things after 1 or 2 years of success. To me, you have to be in it the long haul to show that these principles that I put into my business, my voiceover business, work, not just this year, not just next year, but they continue to work.
Yeah.
VO coaches who are quite accomplished in 1 or maybe 2 areas, maybe 3 of voiceover, but who claim to be able to speak to the broad range of VO issues. And like I said, there aren't that many people that are experts in every aspect of the voiceover world. There are a few. I could name some names that I know, but there aren't a lot. There just aren't. I know there aren't a lot that know everything about everything, or most things about everything. And finally, VO coaches who refuse to share what they actually make in voiceover alone because it's none of your business how much they make. It's none of your business. Well, that last one, I just want to talk about again because I've mentioned that. That's kind of a pet peeve of mine, and you probably have figured that out. First, let me say this. I'm not against coaches. However, I've never made a dime, as we said, coaching, and so I don't have any skin in the game. And I think I can speak to the issue without people questioning my motives. I don't, at this point, I don't have anything to gain. Now, again, I've gone on record saying maybe next year I'll start coaching individually. Maybe I'll come up with some sort of a system. I don't see myself doing that. There's enough people that I respect that have a university of voiceover that I think we can push people to, that have a good, rounded, and solid approach of the industry. So, but the point being is I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to sell you my coaching services. Bottom line is this, though. For me, if a voiceover coach is not transparent, especially with how much they make in voiceover, and if they say what they make is not any of my business, then none of my money will go to their VO coaching business. I can still learn something from them. I can still learn from these coaches, but I won't pay for the stuff they sell, even if other voiceover talent says, oh, these guys are really great. They're fantastic. Because I want to know, are you successful in doing what you say you can do? You're coaching voiceover talent. Are you successful? And I think the first place you show that you're successful is by showing that you can make money, not just 1 year, but multiple years, and you can continue to grow your business. That, I think, is one of the key ways that you can show. There's others too, don't get me wrong, but that's one of the key ways. Very simple way. All you got to do is say, I make this much money in voiceover. How hard is that? You don't even have to get your resume out. You don't even have to have people give testimonies.
Job, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All you got to do is say, I make X amount of money. And it doesn't need, like I said, it doesn't have to be as much as I make. It could be half as much. It could be twice as much as I make. The point being is I want to see what you make in voiceover alone. That's what I want to see as a first step in transparency in this industry with voiceover coaches.
Well, thank you. I think obviously growing up in our family and stuff and hearing those things, us talk back and forth about those are kind of second nature to me. You're kind of my coach. You are my coach. Mm-hmm. I don't pay you for it, obviously. But those are just things that I know kind of instinctually that we talk about all the time. And so that's why I give my numbers. They're not as gaudy or as much as yours are. Obviously, I'm only 2 years in, not even 2 years in yet. But I like to give my numbers so that you can see where I'm at and see my progress and hopefully be encouraged by that. And, hopefully I can continue to go like this, push the boulder up the hill by using those principles and being able to replicate just not just one person, but two people, you, me, maybe some other people out of VO Marketing Pro. That would be nice to show people that it works, that way. Yeah.
And I know right now, I know for a fact that you could be coaching if you wanted to, because there's things that you've learned and you keep incorporating that into your business and it works. And so you could grab somebody that's new or somebody that doesn't have the same skill set and you could coach them and make money. I'm not saying that's like illegal or immoral. I'm just saying I think our industry needs to have that transparency, and the transparency starts with, this is how much I make in voiceover. If you decide to follow a coach and they don't make that much money in voiceover, but you trust them and it's working for you, great, do that. But you and I talk about this a lot, that there's a couple of areas that you've outperformed other people that are coaching, and you're only 2 years in.
But I have no thoughts of coach. I mean, maybe in the future, because I've started earlier than maybe most people do, maybe in 5-10 years I'd be able to do that. But I don't look at myself right now, like when you've said stuff like that you could coach for something like that. And it's in passing. It's not, I don't think it would be right for me to start coaching because I still have proving work to do. Like you just said, that there are people out there, gets me really emotional. Might cry. There are people out there who are making maybe as much as I do, or maybe a little bit more, whatever it is, but they're out there giving out their opinions and stuff like that, and people are paying them. Yeah. And I just, like you said, I think there should be much more time put into not only your business, but into the, what do you want to call it? Our field.
Yeah.
More
a little
time.
Seasoning.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little seasoning. And then just being able to prove that you can make it happen. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Yep.
And I guess at some point, if people say, hey, you should tell us what you're doing, or you should coach, or you're really successful, I hope that I can be successful, and it's not to be a coach.
Yeah.
That's not why I do it. It's because I would like to make money, and I have goals in life.
You've coached me in how to use Upwork. You've gotten some success on there. And so you've helped me, but you're not out there saying, I'm an expert on Upwork. And so follow me for, get a part of my Facebook.
Here's how to make $1,000 on Upwork.
Yeah. You're not doing those kinds of things. You're going to sit in the crock pot of Upwork for a while, seriously, and just see, can I become, what is that, top rated plus seller, and stay there for a while and make some good money, and then be able to say, I have confidence that I can reproduce what I've done. And that's what I'm trying to do with Hudson. I'm trying to just simply in front of you reproduce what I do with my business principles. So I'm not asking you to follow me. I've just asked Hudson to follow me, and so he's doing that. And
I'd be a fool not to. That's not a shot at anybody, but I'd be a fool not to with the things that you've taught me and the stuff I've seen day to day. If I were to say, I don't want to. I want to go my own way. That would be dumb for me, I think, because look at how much money you make.
Yeah, well, and you have something that these fine folks don't have.
Yeah,
I mean,
fortunate.
you and I are with one another lots during the day, and we talk about these types of things. So a lot, all these things, and for certain that I'm not pulling any wool over anybody's eyes as far as exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you wouldn't go around telling me things that if you were, you know what I mean? You wouldn't be giving me one set of rules to play by and then dishing out. Yeah. These are the exact same things you tell me.
And there's no secret sauce going to Hudson and you're getting something else. These are the types of things, all these types of things.
The only secret sauce that I get is having the luxury of being in a family that has been in voiceover for 13 years. Yeah. And just the positive reinforcement, being able to talk like this and stuff like that, the mindset. Because I've talked about that in other videos. I've struggled with that, even being with a bunch of people that say, no, keep on keeping on, stuff like that. So anyway,
and that's what, hopefully we're not discouraging you or coming off negative. We're just trying to be a person that you can listen to and maybe get encouragement from, whether it's our numbers when John comes up here and talking about VO Marketing Pro and all these types of things. Maybe just some friends on
share video. The same struggles, triumphs, whatever it is. That's what we are here for. So anyway, next up, check out our numbers for this week. And we'll see you next on that. Are you dying to see more content like that? Check out the video over here or subscribe over here. Thanks.